We are the Rainbow Company, Limited. We are a privately held corporation with one central purpose. We seek to assist you in the stimulation of your acquired intellectual skills and abilities. We firmly believe that your investment in your education has endowed you with a highly developed mind. Given that you now have an excellent personal tool, we feel that it is now, and only now, something that you should not waste. Each of our products are designed to assist you with the proper maintenance of that invaluable asset. What follows if one of our products? It will speak for itself. We hope that it serves our stated purpose.
No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why.
Something Different is designed to address some bumps in the road. I mean, over the course of just day-to-day living life, we sometimes hit bumps in the road, things that trouble us, cause us to be stressed, or create serious discord in our households. These problems may be our fault or somebody else's fault. Either way, here I would like to explore some potential bumps in the road. I am doing this in the spirit of family. Over the past 33 years, as a licensed clinical psychologist, I've learned a few things. I want to share some of them with you, free of charge. Simple trade. You give me your 60 minutes of time, your attention, and possible participation as a caller, and let's see if it's worth your time. I will talk about a particular bump for a few minutes. We will open up the phone lines and with live callers further discuss that bump. Claro. I will summarize the topic in the call and say good night. That's how we roll up in here on Something Different with Dr. Ozzie McDonald. Getting to be a live caller on Something Different with Dr. Ozzie McDonald is a multi-part process. First, we have Rebecca. She's a new model Dell with 16 gigabytes of RAM, and she really smokes. She's faster than a speeding bullet. She takes phone calls at a rate of 316,000 every 18 seconds. When you call me, I mean her, she answers the phone, plays a recorded message. You've been entered into the pool of X number of people, she tells you, and may be called back by Dr. McDonald's assessment team to be on today's show. Rebecca hangs up the phone. While Rebecca was doing all that, she collected some information about you from your caller ID. She collected your full name and address, your apartment or home number in whatever city and state. Don't worry, we do not keep emails up in here either. I have instructed Rebecca to randomly choose 16 potential callers and send their names and phone numbers to the assessment team. These are 30 of the brightest and sharpest people I know. Their job is to screen potential callers and arrive at the chosen 12. They are both fantastic and disrespectful to their elders. Then I end up with 12 bingo balls in my bingo shaker, and I shake the shaker and I select one call at a time. That is how we select the chosen 12 callers every week here on Something Different with Dr. Ozzie McDonald. Now, doing the math, if Rebecca collects 318,000 phone calls every 18 seconds, and we have 3 minutes of commercial break while we wait for the callers to call in to Rebecca, let's see now. Let's round up from 18 seconds to 20 seconds, and thereby getting us 3 blocks of 20 seconds every minute, or 9 blocks of 20 seconds. That means 2.8 million phone calls have to be narrowed down by Rebecca to 60 through some kind of random process. So, one person's chances of being a live caller here on Something Different is 12 in 218 million. Just the facts, ma'am. Fair in love and war. For the rest of you who do not have a ghost of a chance of being live callers today, let's play Global Thermonuclear War. Let's play Global Thermonuclear War. Let's play Global Thermonuclear War. No, Hal. Let's play Guessing the Caller's Question. As I present the topic of the day, follow along closely and try to decide what question would you ask me about what I have to say. I mean, did I gloss over something that you think was important? Or did I say something that made you think, like my ex-wife used to say, that's the dumbest idea I ever heard? Whatever. Is there something about the presentation that strikes a note in you? If there is, first thing you need to decide is which caller will ask the question about that. I mean the first, fourth, eighth, or whatever caller, but you must select the caller. If you get both parts correct and have registered your name and answers on my website before the callers came in, and you are the one winner, you will receive $50 via the United States Postal Mail Service from me. No cheating, no cost, just a chance to win some, and take gas money from me to you. No hay problema. Today we're going to continue to look at some uniquely American kinds of craziness. Today we're going to look at racism from a bunch of different angles, from profiling to college life to some other kind of stuff.
First, you may only use your first name and state. You can say what you want to say about the topic. No profanity or stuff like that. Please do not be drunk or high. If you say something out of line, I will cut you off. When you call, the computer will keep your phone number. The computer, will randomly select a predetermined number of potential callers. I wish everybody luck. Those people chosen by the computer will be called back by a member of our staff. They will talk with you and make a final selection and put 12 people on the show. The doctor will talk with those people until either he runs out of time or people.
Hey, one more tip. Sawboats. We love boats. Luxury cruise. Can I interest anyone in a luxury cruise on a steamliner? Here's for the bit. This one is a lot more respectful. If you don't know this, how are you guys? Hey! Can I interest you guys in a boat ride? We're doing a 2 boat rides today. Boat ride? Yeah, it's just a boat ride. We're trying to get, what do you guys call it, African Americans to, back to Africa. We're kind of prepared. We're kind of talking about. There's been a lot of talk about how white people stole black people from here. We're trying to make up for the wrong by offering free trips back. Oh, come here, man. I'll put this in. What the fuck are you talking about? Please, by the way, they better not. I'm just trying to help you. I'm just trying to, because I don't have to do this. I don't have to do it. What is your problem? It's free, sir. It's free. And I don't think this is a good place. You guys, if you just step on, we can have a great time. There's tons of stuff here. There's no liquor. There's no liquor. Yeah, I get a drink. You want to get a light? Oh, okay, drink. Okay, process is food. Say whatever you want. So we have everything. If you want to get your hair to the salon, Kool-Aid and malt liquor. It's called Fantastic Sandboats. Hey, this is my wife. No, come on. Don't say so. I'm just trying to be nice with you. I'm just trying to help you. You're fucking trying to be nice. Why don't you get this piece of shit off? I'm trying to. My hair's still up. You want to have all day. What do you want to get it off with? Just come on, don't waste time. I want to came to tell them about the basketball. Yeah, the basketball. Don't be angry. We have sunflower seeds as well. If that's all I'm interested in. So, have you ever taken the line with me? It's delicious.
First, you may only use your first name and state. You can say what you want to say about the topic. No profanity or stuff like that. Please do not be drunk or high. If you say something out of line, I will cut you off. When you call, the computer will keep your phone number. The computer, will randomly select a predetermined number of potential callers. I wish everybody luck. Those people chosen by the computer will be called back by a member of our staff. They will talk with you and make a final selection and put 12 people on the show. The doctor will talk with those people until either he runs out of time or people.
It's not larger as discriminated against simply because of the color of his skin. Now things get more personal. This is Rachel, an actor, playing a hairdresser who has her eye on a new customer. You ready for But Gabriel has a girlfriend, and when she shows up, it's a rude awakening for Rachel.
Wait, what? You with a black girl?
Yes, my girlfriend.
You couldn't find a strong black woman for you?
If you saw this woman berating an interracial couple, what would you do?
Hey, baby.
Hey,
You with a black girl?
I'm dating a girl who is white today.
Okay. I don't get it, but it's crazy.
Rachel isn't pulling any punches with Christian, and at first, this woman takes the soft, comforting approach. I'm not bothered by you. Nobody cares about that.
But I'm going to have your insurance that I said she sounds like a real freedom and she's insecure.
And with that, Denise Miller is so upset there's nothing holding her back.
I'm saying one true that blessing is clear. You are ignorant. Keep your opinions to yourself. It sounds stupid. Alright? I'm letting you know. Black girls say another black girl sounds stupid. That's really stupid as we went there as a people who really want to do it to the next person. What did you guys do? Why are you calling a white woman now? If you wish she was, she could be perfect independent of women, 2020. That's what she is. She's a woman. But maybe you're mad. I'm sorry.
The cops after using his dead partner. Very much it happens all too often. African Americans, bothered, questioned, even accused of stealing, simply because of the color of their skin. There are very few African American men in this country who have the experience of being followed in their shopping and clothing store.
First, you may only use your first name and state. You can say what you want to say about the topic. No profanity or stuff like that. Please do not be drunk or high. If you say something out of line, I will cut you off. When you call, the computer will keep your phone number. It, the computer, will randomly select a predetermined number of potential callers. I wish everybody luck. Those people chosen by the computer will be called back by a member of our staff. They will talk with you and make a final selection and put 12 people on the show. The doctor will talk with those people until either he runs out of time or people.
That includes me. Today, we're setting up at Sarar, an upscale suit and clothing store in the heart of Wall Street. Gabriel is an actor, playing a customer profile while shopping for some clothes. That bounces at $150. Yes, if you were shopping here and you heard this, you're in the wrong store. We don't sell urban wear here. This is Wall Street. It isn't Harlem. What would you do? Well, we bring along a $250 million shark. So he knows a bit about fashion and what it's like to be profiled. Hated it? That's right. Raymond John, founder of Silver Grove, investor, star of John. Don't you hear what the religious leader say about how it's being racial? Don't you hear what the UN says?
First, you may only use your first name and state. You can say what you want to say about the topic. No profanity or stuff like that. Please do not be drunk or high. If you say something out of line, I will cut you off. When you call, the computer will keep your phone number. It, the computer, will randomly select a predetermined number of potential callers. I wish everybody luck. Those people chosen by the computer will be called back by a member of our staff. They will talk with you and make a final selection and put 12 people on the show. The doctor will talk with those people until either he runs out of time or people.
Netanyahu doesn't care what the UN says, doesn't care what the religious leader says, doesn't care what the media says, or peace activists, etc., etc. He's going to kill those kids, God damn it! He's going to do what he knows is right. How big of a savage and a barbarian is Ann Coulter? Her mind is a primitive mind. No, this isn't like, this isn't just a gentleman's disagreement, or a gentle woman's disagreement, that's not even a word. This is a person who is a horrendous human being. She's just a bad person. She is myopic, xenophobic, racist. She can only see the world through her own narrow, narcissistic, selfish perspective. Their kids being killed? Oh, who cares about their kids being killed? Would she react the same way if it was American kids being killed?
Yes.
How about white Republican American kids being killed?
No.
Or some of the parents being Republicans. From upper class families. Would she react the same? So they killed some kids. The kids are killed. It's okay to kill the kids because they were associated with terrorists. Oh, so that's how we play this game. People are guilty of the crimes of other people who they may have seen in their lives, or known in their lives. What do you want them to do? What did you want them to do? What is a 30-year-old supposed to take a principled stand against Hamas? When they don't know any better, they don't know the history of the region, they don't know what happened with the 1947 partition plan, or what is Israel versus Palestine versus Gaza versus the conflict, what's going on here. They don't know, but she said, no, even children are guilty by association. Think about that, man. Even the idea that we're not talking about kids of guilt by association is ridiculous.
First, you may only use your first name and state. You can say what you want to say about the topic. No profanity or stuff like that. Please do not be drunk or high. If you say something out of line, I will cut you off. When you call, the computer will keep your phone number. The computer, will randomly select a predetermined number of potential callers. I wish everybody luck. Those people chosen by the computer will be called back by a member of our staff. They will talk with you and make a final selection and put 12 people on the show. The doctor will talk with those people until either he runs out of time or people.
We did an interview with Megyn Kelly, and they brought Dinesh D'Souza in to debate him as well. So it was Megyn Kelly and D'Souza versus Bill Ayers. Now keep in mind, I'm no fan of Bill Ayers. He's certainly not as big of a bogeyman as the conservatives make him out to be. But when he was younger, he was in a group called the Weather Underground that protested the Vietnam War. Now, I'm 100% on page with protesting the Vietnam War. Had I been alive at the time, that would have been the first thing I was doing. But the way he did it was wrong, because he actually committed mass-scale property damage, which included bombing government buildings. Now, to be clear, he never killed anybody, and in fact, he went out of his way to make sure to avoid any casualties at all, so that their goal was property damage. But, look, you gotta call it what it is, man. You're still a terrorist if you do that. If you're doing bombings and destroying property in the name of politics to reach some sort of political goal, that is terrorism, because terrorism is violence for a political goal. And look, man, some people might disagree with me on that, but if you don't think that bombing is violent, I don't know what to say to you. Have somebody bomb your house and then come talk to me. Even if you're not in it, have somebody bomb your house, come home, see the damage, and then tell me that it's not violent. It is violent, okay? So, he is a terrorist. As far as terrorists go, it's the least bad kind of terrorism, because you're not hurting any human beings. You're destroying property. And again, to get all the facts out there are allegations, credible or not, I really don't know, because there's information from all over the place on this, but there are allegations that some people who were in the movement with Bill Ayers, other people, committed violent acts. Now, he didn't, and that's important to remember, but other people might have taken it even further. So, keeping all that in mind and understanding that I'm certainly not a fan of Bill Ayers, because I believe in not the Malcolm X approach, I believe in the Martin Luther King Jr. approach of nonviolence is always the answer. But with that being said, in this little back and forth that you're about to see with the two Fox News clowns, Ayers is going to run circles around. And towards the end, it becomes like a comedy sketch. Because Dinesh D'Souza is going to say something completely outrageous, and Megyn Kelly is just going to gloss right over it. Watch. If you look at the letter, it represents, I call it the spirit of 1968. And this is a radical spirit that saw America as a force for evil, saw Vietnam as a metaphor for how bad America was, and then went right back into American history and reinterpreted American history as a series of crimes visited upon the Native Americans, the African Americans, the Mexicans. So this became a kind of anti-Americanism that was fostered in America, and it became pervasive in our schools, our colleges. It's now part of the media, and our culture. I think it's interesting, first of all, both of you are acting like the unspecified means is absolutely from Mars, but when your ends are in question, like invading Iraq, you're all for it, you're all in, and that's the unspecified, that's a violent end. But on this question of the spirit of 68, we go back to
First, you may only use your first name and state. You can say what you want to say about the topic. No profanity or stuff like that. Please do not be drunk or high. If you say something out of line, I will cut you off. When you call, the computer will keep your phone number. The computer, will randomly select a predetermined number of potential callers. I wish everybody luck. Those people chosen by the computer will be called back by a member of our staff. They will talk with you and make a final selection and put 12 people on the show. The doctor will talk with those people until either he runs out of time or people.
Reinterpreted history, and the act is that the reinterpretation of history was some kind of fiction. We did commit genocide against the Native American action, and we did enslave people for 250 years. And the question, could we be a moral person than slaves, I think is something that you dodge. And what I would say is, you need to look at the thing honestly, and don't be so afraid of the fact that we did terrible, terrible things in our history, and in order to get right with the world, we have to repair those things. We shouldn't flagellate ourselves for things that we didn't do. That's not really this at all. I don't think it's flagellation. Let's look at genocide. The American Indian population shrunk by 80% over 150 years. The main reason for that was not because of warfare or systematic killing. It's because the white man brought with him from Europe diseases to which the Native Americans did not have any immunities, and so they perished in large numbers. Now, the Europeans, one-third of the population in Europe 100 years later was earlier had been wiped out by the Black Plague. Where did that come from? Asia. So with the migration of peoples, diseases go from civilization to civilization. That's not genocide. Genocide is when you intend to wipe out a people. They turned into the people that still remained, and they did both.
Do you think that the reflexive instinct on many on the left, or to the left of the leftists, I guess you are, to blame America first?
No. Reflexive instinct on the left? Megyn Kelly, you just sat there and listened to Dinesh D'Souza say the Native American genocide didn't happen, and you didn't call him out on it. So you want to talk about a reflexive reaction? How about a reflexive reaction from the right wing to defend everything that America's ever done? You just listened to a guy say the Native American genocide didn't happen, and you said, do you think the left wing is too reflexive in hating America? No, you're too reflexive in defending everything America's ever done. That goes for Megyn Kelly and Dinesh D'Souza. But that is, you have to understand how patently absurd what Dinesh D'Souza just said is. He essentially just said, well, look, the reason why the Native Americans were killed is just natural diseases that were brought over, and they were just transferred innocently, and that's why they were all wiped out. Oh, really, Dinesh, is that what happened? Could it have anything to do with the fact that maybe some of the diseases were literally handed to them on smallpox blankets? Yes, the white man had smallpox blankets and they gave it to the Indians, to the Native Americans. Okay, he is totally twisting history here and denying reality. We did a westward expansion. There were literal laws passed by Congress, signed by the president, and Andrew Jackson was the biggest one with this, right? Where they said it's like the Indian Removal Act. You wipe them out, and you move west, and you have the Trail of Tears. What was the Trail of Tears? Was that brought about by a Western virus that they naturally got? Did the cold do that to them? Was that strep throat that forced them at the barrel of a gun to march westward? I mean, the revisionist history is overwhelming, and again, it's so ironic that here you have Megyn Kelly and Mr. Sousa saying, you know, Bill Ayers, do you think it's reflexive on the part of the left wing to hate America at all costs?
First, you may only use your first name and state. You can say what you want to say about the topic. No profanity or stuff like that. Please do not be drunk or high. If you say something out of line, I will cut you off. When you call, the computer will keep your phone number. The computer, will randomly select a predetermined number of potential callers. I wish everybody luck. Those people chosen by the computer will be called back by a member of our staff. They will talk with you and make a final selection and put 12 people on the show. The doctor will talk with those people until either he runs out of time or people.
Texas State Representative Brian Hughes about the insane party platform in Texas that includes support for the bullshit ex-gay reparative therapy. It's absolute nonsense. There's no evidence to support it that it works. So watch them go back and forth and watch Anderson Cooper run shit. This is about giving people choices. If they want this, it should be available to. Even if the vast majority of medical associations say that actually this form of large counseling or this therapy is actually can't be harmful to kids. There's a task force in the American Psychological Association that said that efforts to change sexual orientation are more likely to be successful if they involve a risk of harm. The American Psychiatric Association basically says the same thing, that potential risks of depression, anxiety, self-destructive behavior. Do you really think that kids should be subjected to that based on what their parents want? From what I've read, there's medical literature on both sides of the issue. That's really not options. There's really not, it's just not accurate to say that, doctors are evenly divided. I'm going to give you a list: the American Academy of Pediatrics, the American Counseling Association, the American Psychiatric Association, the American Psychological Association, the American School Counselor Association, the National Association of School Psychologists, the National Association of Social Workers. There's less than 500,000 mental health professionals. They all say this is not a mental disorder. It's not something that needs to be cured. The objective of those groups is pretty different. Some testified before the committee, some testified in other places. People testified before the platform committee at our convention with pro and con. That's actually not true. I know people testified for it in front of the platform, but according to a number of groups, big groups there, they weren't allowed to have booths at where the platform was. They weren't allowed to argue against it because of the parliamentary procedure. The booth was closed before they had a chance to voice their opposition to it. It was being put to a vote. Other than that, I think we're complicating the process. In the platform committee, there was testimony on the issue. When they testified, I don't know. I wasn't clear, but it was only to be clear. In the committee, there was testimony. When the platform came before, there were a number of amendments to be offered. I had some on fiscal matters and other things, and those did not get debated because folks wanted to close the debate and get along. But there was plenty of discussion on both sides of this issue. I want to play a clip of the interview I did last year with a man named Alan Chambers, who was head of a group called Exodus International. You probably know about that. Maybe the oldest, one of those well-known so-called ex-gay group. He since apologized for advocating reparative therapy. I just want to play what he said. I believe that causes all sorts of trauma. And I know that there are people who have taken their life because they felt so ashamed of who they are, felt like God couldn't love them as they are. And that's something that will haunt me until the day I die. Do you really believe that it's possible to change your sexual orientation? No, I don't. You believe that homosexuality tears the fabric of society. I have voted for that platform in the past. I believe that God has created us to work in a certain way. And when we deviate from that, there are consequences. That maybe other ways. Doesn't mean we can't love and we can't I don't believe that's God's best for the way we should live. I'm not speaking for the Republican Party. I'm giving you my opinion.
Well. Are you playing Guess the Caller's Question? If so, your time is up because the phone lines will be open in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,